People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. First thing that is popping in the news, it is called Don't Rub Butter Palm Post Mouths, and Christmas only comes but once a year. I am speaking about an incident that occurred in a place called Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is in St. Elizabeth, Main Road, Santa Cruz. If you are familiar with Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth, you would know the main road is where all of the stores are. That is where 99.99% of the people go to shop, go to conduct any sorts of business. So therefore, that would be considered as a town center, the busiest part in a Santa Cruz. Based on the information, it is said that a student went in the ATM machine to make a withdrawal. This student probably have about $10,000 in her account. She said, you know, sir, me go take out $3,000 out of my account. Goes in, insert the card. When she withdraw the $3,000, she see all sorts of denomination, a fly out, a spew out, a disperse, dispense out of the machine. She look on her balance and she look on the tens of thousands of dollars of cash that was just coming out in rapid succession. And she said to herself, hold on a minute here. Me have $10,000 and then this machine here I send hundreds of thousands of dollars. I am faced with a dilemma. Me no know what to do. I am dazed. I am confused. What would you do? What would the average Jamaican do? People, tell me in the comment section what you think that she did. Did she do what most Jamaicans probably would have done had they been given this opportunity of cash? Like me say, the theme and the moral of this story. Christmas comes only once a year. Don't rub any sorts of butter palm post mouth. This lady pick up the money that was coming out of the machine, stuffed them in her purse, went outside and started for Allah. Go tell it over the mountain top, over the hills and everywhere. People, alert, 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 alert. Hear ye, hear ye. Town center, listen. Free money, everybody come, one and all. It is said that when she put out this alert, people from all over the town start bombard the machine. People start withdraw. People who don't have any sorts of NCB card, a borrow card. It was a free for all. It is said that after the machine was bombarded, there was at least hundreds of thousands of dollars, could be in the millions. NCB is yet to say exactly what happened. However, they did verify that this incident did happen. When they realized, they put in immediate action, get some sorts of security for monitor the place. Speaking about security, it was also said that the poor, whenever you call them no show up, them take a day, them take forever and a day. However, as soon as the news hit in at the town center, the poor, the JDF, the soldier was there. It is said that all of the precincts, all of the poor station in Jamaica did empty. Also was up park camp. Soldier and poor dead in them tens of thousands people. You know that was some sort of exaggeration, but you get the point. Now people, like me say, the theme of this, do not rub butter palm post mouth. That means do not tempt people with what they don't have, what they wish they had. Based on what NCB is saying, these persons could be charged. There is an ongoing investigation for unlawful withdrawal. That means you withdraw knowingly, intentionally, withdrawing money that you know that is not yours, so therefore you could be charged for thievery. Now people, in my opinion, based on the amount of people that were there, based on the fact that these people did not go in there with any sorts of sledgehammer, they never used any sorts of fraudulent means, this was caused by some sorts of manual malfunction, so therefore the NCB Bank will have to chalk it up as some sorts of loss. More than likely, they have some sorts of insurance policy that is going to cover them. More than likely, they will not be able to prosecute anybody in a court. So I am just saying it is not going to be practical for them to try to prosecute anybody that is involved in this incident. And who are they going to tell? The po-po. The po-po and the soldier, more than likely even the DA, even Paula Llewellyn and our friend them, did they, if they were happening to just drive by and see what is going on. People like me say, Jamaica is a type of place like this. The people them kind of desperate. People don't have money. So therefore, whenever they catch you slipping, whenever you give them that opportunity, forget any sorts of free cash, they are going to think that Christmas came early. You are not going to ever get back that money, and even if you take them go to court, you have to go lock them up, you have to go give them time. At the end of the day, that money will never be returned, and people, you know that is a fact. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called the Madness and Mayhem. It continues in Denham Town. Tuesday nights. Now people, this is what happens when communities facilitate these gang, shelter these gang members. It always comes back to haunt them. What they think is security, whenever the opposition comes, what you think is peace and safety ends up in a sudden destruction. On Tuesday night, two persons, 66-year-old Lawson Henry, 52-year-old Alva Downey, they were taken out in a hail of bullets. Based on the information, it is said that Mr. Henry, he left from his house, went to some sorts of standpipe cistern to go take a shower or a bathe. On his way back, he was pounced upon by some men with all sorts of tools. He was blazed up in the upper body. People, this man was 66-year-old at the time when he lost his life. This man was coming from a shower. Needless to say, at age 66, we can come to the opinion that he is not involved in any sorts of gang activity. Does he have any sorts of family that is involved? Not sure. Is he guilty by association? If you come from the enemy territory, you are going to DIE in the enemy territory. The same GUNMEN left and went to our next era. That is where they confronted 52-year-old Alva Downey. The same result. He was hit up a couple of times in the upper body also. 52-year-old again, we can assume same circumstances, not involved in any sorts of gang. Does he have family members that are, or is he guilty by association, come from over the enemy line? The people them come, and it is some sorts of gang rivalry that has been going on in Denham Town for the better part of a couple of years, maybe a decade or two or so. However, the people them see it as normal. I am going to let you listen to what the SSP from the era, Mr. Michael Phipps, has to say about the situation, and then I am going to give my piece.
This conflict has led to a number of murders and shootings within the Anatown area. We have a number of persons that we are seeking as persons of interest. We have Danville, Bebito, Little Pops, Shem, we have Lando, and a number of other persons that we are yet to speak with. So we are asking these persons to really turn themselves into the Denham Town Police so that we can have a dialogue with them as to what is it they may know about the current conflict within the Anatown space.
Now, people, you hear the top popo. He has confirmed that this is some sorts of internal conflict in a Anatown, in a Denham Town. He gave the names of a couple of persons who are persons of interest. He wants these people to come and tell him what he knows or they know. There's a 72 hours curfew, that means 3 days. Needless to say, whenever there's any sorts of curfew, you're going to have the JCF, the JDF, military team, them a search, them a corral the place, them a look for wanted man, them a look for hot tool. They are trying to dismantle these gangs. Now, people, don't you see that these places, these garrison, these volatile communities, it is like a revolving door. It is only going to be a 9-day talk. It is like a volcano, like I've always said. It is going to flare up. It is going to get dormant. It is going to be on and on and on. One day it cold, next day it hot, vice versa. The problem with this is that solution do not seems to work, and that is because there is no sorts of trust by the citizens for the popo. There is no sorts of respect either way that you look at it. These same people that live in these volatile communities, they are fully aware of the people that are the crime producer. They are fully aware of the persons that took away their family member. However, they leave it up to their own type of justice. That means Anatown left, I go against Anatown right, upper Anatown versus lower Anatown, whatever them want to call it. That is how they resolve their conflicts. That has always been the means for years and decades, and people, it is not working. However, these people, it seems as if they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. It seems as if they are mentally, emotionally brainwashed, screwed, don't have any other sorts of options because a lot of them are not gainfully employed. And even the ones that are, that have an option to leave, sometimes them have to stay where them feel the most safe. Sometimes the rent in other places is way above their pay scale, so therefore them get comfortable. However, my point is that one should not make themselves comfortable living in these volatile communities, and people, I understand that is easier to say than to do. However, a lot of persons just don't make the effort, so therefore they are penny-wise and pound-foolish with their life. The money that they save from not paying rent in expensive places outside of where they are used to, it comes back and it costs them with their life. They have lost many family members. However, it seems as if nobody wants to make that move. But people, again, like me say, people sometimes stuck like Chuck, point blank and period. Now, it has become quite obvious that Jamaicans are the most stubbornest sort of people. We've seen a couple of days ago, there was a big accident in a St. Thomas in a Albion, Grand Spen, in which 2 taximen going separate direction, driving on a road that was not for vehicular traffic. Them end up colliding, head-on collision. 8 people in the hospital, 3 people lose them life. However, it seems as if that message did not come over clearly to the non-skulls Jamaican that are driver. Don't know how them get them license, but people, I am going to show you a set of barbones, a set of JACKASSES that feel as if them can drive some sorts of car or vehicle that is not any sorts of sports car, can drive like some sorts of madbat out of hell, press pedal to the metal and then lose control and then sit down looking stupid, on the roadside. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Serve ticket. How do you them come over to? I just told you they will come over to come to you. Oh, I'm not hard time, but I can't get now. Take time drive.
Now, people, you see the type of vehicle. Commercial vehicle transporting some sorts of farm product. Me no know if them people are farmer, but obviously whoever was driving and the idiots in the seats with him, the passenger, they must have been farming some sorts of fool. Because look upon the vehicle, it is not any sorts of sport vehicle with any sorts of wide tires, so therefore it can maneuver these hills. So me just say, everybody think that they are a shutter driver. Everybody feel as if them vehicle can do just about anything. And people, they always make that mistake. And that mistake is always going to be fatal. And the question that I always ask, whenever this happens, these people, somebody tape up their mouth, them nah no sense, them nah no opinion, they do not care about their lives, they don't say anything to the driver and people. Usually, when we see these accidents, it is usually the passenger that lose their life. Most time, the drivers are okay. They go ahead with their life. They might think about you, even go at your funeral, and then after that, it is back to square one, the same old buffoonery like before. People only need to think. Sometimes you need to drive responsible. Stop being so reckless. Stop being so foolish. Always remember, haste makes waste. But then again, when we are dealing with a set of waste men, people that don't have any sorts of sense, buy them license, can't even read, don't have the least basic common sense, we can only expect foolish decision, especially when persons are able to drive on these roads with 100 or thousands of tickets and still be allowed to apply for some sorts of driver's license. System failure, failure in the sense of the people, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. The link is in the description of this video. Bless up.